So, turn 7, and the ticking clock is really starting to get loud by now. In the last 3 turns, I won't go into as much detail as to what I do or why I do it. You should probably know the general flow by now. I mean, replace disrupted units with fresh units. Figure out what the most important targets for your artillery are, and then try to push through disrupted units by assaulting. So just a quick recap. In the north, up here, this victory hex is mine, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, yes, the troops in here are disrupted and will need to be to be replaced by fresh troops. But if you look around, all the Germans have are 2 undisrupted companies, and I have the better part of a regiment holding it. It's not going anywhere. So the 387th is going to hold on to the victory hex, and if possible, it'll try to push out a little further just to gain some security. But the overall push in the north has stopped right here. In the center, there are a couple of interesting developments. First of all, the German defenders in here are now disrupted because they fired in their own face and drew a ton of reaction fire to it, which is one of the more harder learned lessons. They are firing with the company-sized units, and they are next to a full regiment of enemies with armored support. So firing in their own turn is probably not a good idea. I mean, granted, any return fire, any reaction fire, or opportunity fire, or whatever you call it, is only a third of normal offensive fire, but it doesn't cost me anything. If he had simply held his fire, I would have been forced to use movement points in order to break him, or at least artillery in order to disrupt him before he could assault. So unless you have unless you're fairly sure that you can inflict more casualties than you take in a reaction fire, don't fire in your own turn. All you're doing is handing free fire to your enemy. Over here, the 2 units in the bunkers took it upon themselves to stage a breakout and push my engineers out. And I bet the AI is feeling extremely pleased with itself right now. Unfortunately, he has actually made it worse for himself, but I'll show you show you how in just a minute. Also, there is an interesting development in these 3 hexes. I'll try to see if I can exploit it. It might take a little luck, but if nothing else, what I'm planning to do is, if you look at the south, these 2 divisions down here, the 347 and 320th, they're in good shape and they're making fine progress, but they only have 3 turns left to make it through the German secondary line, which is until this point completely untouched. To do so in 3 turns, it's yeah, I doubt they'll be able to do it. Biggest obstacles are these guys. If I can somehow move them out of the way, I can then swing around instead of having to deal with these guys. Now, if that doesn't work, what I would like to do is clear this area up here and use my armored brigade to make a further swing south and try to get behind the German line that way. But that will require some fairly nimble shoes to get around these. But I'll see if I can do it. If not, we'll see. But as always, we will start with the artillery and see what happens. They're fine. They're not going anywhere. These are more important. Nothing. Nothing. Definitely more important. These guys or these guys? I wouldn't say these guys. Finally, they broke. Any aircraft available? Yep. Yes. Fantastic. Okay, so get the disrupted guys out. Fresh troops in. Let's see. First, we need to get rid of these guys. Same division. Finally. Now, this hex is actually pretty important because what it does, once that's been cleared, I actually have a line of hexes without any enemies under control that I can actually, I've actually got some room to maneuver in my own backyard. So that's nice. He's fine, which means that if I can push these guys out as well, that would be fantastic. Nope, not a chance. Good lord. Okay, not the greatest of luck, but as I mentioned, this is what happens when you try to attack with the D quality units. That's from the tank brigade. That's these guys here, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Disrupted. This is starting to get annoying. Okay, let's deal with these guys. First off, you will get out of the way. Oh, come on. Okay. Plan B. Fair enough. Then we'll move these guys around, hopefully. So that's done with. We can then. No, we can't. They're disrupted. They can't move. They can, on the other move. I'll go down there. Another unit up here. Another unit up here. So now these guys are isolated. They've got tons of control all over the place. Even better, they are now in my zone of control, which means that they can't move to another hex that has enemy zone of control unless the hex is already occupied. So now they're locked, and now they're out of the bunkers. So I can, if I should so choose, simply sit here and murder them. Actually, going to move up here. So while the assault to get my engineers out of the way was successful in the short term, the situation has not exactly improved for these two companies. We might want to kill them just to get our casualty ratio up, but right now I would much prefer to have some forward momentum. You guys get out, and we are going to be a little more adventurous with our headquarters as well. Let's see, have we got anything nearby they can actually move in? Got these guys. Move up here. Then we can use the KVs to hopefully get these guys away. Yep. Follow up. Can they get down there? They can. Now this whole moving the units to the bottom of the stack, it doesn't have any gameplay effect. This is simply because I prefer to have my headquarters on top, just so I can see keep track of where they are. But the game as such doesn't care where your units are in the stack. Doesn't have any effect on the game itself. No, we're just gonna stay there. And we'll replace these guys with some fresh troops. Pull back. Now where's the rest of that tank brigade? They're over here and disrupted. I don't know, we still got the T-34s down here. Where do we want to put them? Those two divisions of the armored brigade. Why did I put the... There we are. Oh, they're just gonna stay there. The T-70s. Can't really go anywhere. We'll just plug them in here for the time being. So they are not going anywhere. Fresh troops in. And cut these guys off. Plug the cap. And that should be it. Broken and disrupted. Let's see. The trouble is, if I attack here, he can still retreat over there, and I won't be able to capture them. So I'm actually pretty happy where they are. Well, I mean, happy being a relative term, but better than nothing. Can we break these guys? Nope. I didn't think we would. They're fresh troops, so. So he's done firing. They're disrupted. Disrupted. Can anybody see them? Nope. So we'll just go down here. So move him aside. These guys in. Might as well take the headquarters with them. Move upwards. We don't need disrupted Sabbaths. Never mind them. They can't really go anywhere. Still got 2 battalions in here doing absolutely nothing. So do we move? Yeah, well, why not? Actually, let's throw the engineers in as well. Good. Now he's not completely blocked off, but we can fix that by moving here. So now he has the same problem as these two guys over here. He can't move anywhere, and he's disrupted, so he can't really attack. All he can do is sit there, and when I at some point get around to it, he can die, or at least hopefully. Which means we can move these guys up and pull them back. He can't really do anything or go anywhere. He's disrupted, but he can't really. Well, he can, but it's fine. Do we move? No, we don't. We just sit. I mean, I could move these units out of the way, but first of all, that would increase the stacking, and second, I'd actually be moving away from the objective fix that I'm trying to get to, so I'm not going to do that. And so far, it has been fairly short, so we are going to do turn 8 right out of this. Okay. So what do we have left? That disrupted, needs supplies. Disrupted. And again, this hex is not mine. There's nothing even remotely threatening close by. Unfortunately, it's still a draw. I need either I need more casualty points, or I need to take that hex. I don't think I'll be able to take that hex in 2 turns. So let's see if we can't kill some enemies. But again, let's see. They're unbroken. They're unbroken. They're unbroken. Yeah, it's going to be tough to fight through these last couple of hexes in 2 turns. They've all bounced back, but it's still only 2 companies, so not a big deal. Okay, so right now the biggest issue is this single company who's blocking everything. And of course this one. Fair enough. Let's see what we can do. He can't hit anything. I would really like for them to break. Nope. Open ground, we might as well kill some guys while we can. Can't hit these guys, so that leaves only you. Okay, he broke at least. Any aircraft available? Nope. Okay. So, they're disrupted. They're broken, disrupted. So, let's see what we've got available. He didn't break. God damn it. Okay, so let's start with seeing if we can't get these AT guns out of the way. So So that helped a little. Disruption, okay, that doesn't really matter by this point. Disrupted, get out of the line. Let's see now. So if you get in there, hopefully kill them. Yeah, that means all these guys are now surrounded. And we can proceed killing them. The trick here is if you win an assault against a unit and it doesn't have anywhere to retreat to, it'll take the normal losses that it does in the assault, plus it'll take 50% of whatever is remaining. So it's surrounding units is a great way of killing a lot of units, a lot of troops quickly. And since they're all disrupted or broken, there's very little defense strength left in them. So you can just use one unit at a time. And every time they lose the assault, they lose 50% of their strength, which is just what the doctor ordered since I am behind on casualties. Down here, let's see, is he disrupted? He is. So we can use first one. What, I lost? Holy crap. Okay. Bad idea then. These guys are not disrupted, they're only isolated, so we're not gonna do... Jesus, and they disrupted as well. Okay, so we're definitely not going to assault them. Okay. So, can we get these guys out of the way? We should actually be able to. Engineers, there's a fresh engineer. Oh, box. Let's see, he's still... So we can get up there and try to fire on him and see what happens. Nothing. Okay. Well, that was predictable. These guys, still nothing. I mean, I gotta hand it to this infantry company. They have definitely eaten their Wheaties this morning. Any fresh troops around? Not really. They're disrupted. It would be nice to have somebody to move in and take their place. They can't reach, but it's close enough. Should we get lucky? Nope. All right. So they're disrupted, so I'm gonna get pushed out. But I don't really have anything that can follow up, which is the main problem right now. Simply because it's all going uphill, which slows the movement down. And I don't have any armor in this part of the region to try and push through. I mean, no. Because normally, if we had armor somewhere in this hex, we could have then used the extra movement points to move up and then reassault these guys and get into range. But as it is right now, in order to take this hex, what I need to have happen on turn 9 is these guys break, these guys break. And that's not even going to be enough, I think. No, it's still uphill. So I need one battalion to attack in here and move them out the way. He could then attack in here and push him out of the way, which would leave one battalion without any sort of control to get from here to here and then attack in here. But there is quite probably a fresh infantry company in here, so I really don't think I'm going to get this one. So instead, we should be focusing on just killing guys. Let's see, how much do we need? 180. That helped a lot. So let's see if we can't kill a few more Germans. 50 more. They've attacked. He's out of movement points. He could theoretically move. Actually, these guys can move up here. That means these guys are now isolated. So we're just gonna throw some people at them and see what happens. Probably not much this turn. No, not really. 20 men, but they're still not breaking. So we are going to move these guys a little further up. They're disrupted. Oh wow, tons of disruptions. And again, this is what happens with the morale. They can take a fair bit of pounding, but they will eventually break, and it's pretty hard to get them back up again, simply because the morale goes down now to E, and in some cases F if they also have high fatigue. So getting them back into line is it's a bit of a challenge. He's disrupted, so we can't assault, so we just use the KVs. Trottle over some more Germans. And now as both of these units are down to single digit men. So next turn they'll be gone for sure. 187. There's a long way to 250. Much too far. But okay, it is what it is. So how long have we been going? 27 minutes. Yeah, we might as well do the last turn. So we're just gonna let him fire away. Okay, so there's not really no threats up here. He's disrupted and isolated, so now we can finally kill the bugger. And again, the reason I'm attacking with one battalion at a time is every time they lose an assault and have nowhere to retreat, they lose an additional 50% strength. So if I just used all of them, that would still just be one assault, so that you only lose the original 50%. This time they lose 50, and then another 50, and another 50. The only thing you have to be sure of that a single battalion is actually capable of winning the assault. That's what happened down here. I got a little too greedy, and the battalion lost the combat in the first place. In which case you don't get any casualties. So there's a risk reward thing going on there. Can we kill all of them? Probably not, but down to 21. Can they? Nope. Disrupt it, and disrupt it. And we need these to move forward at some point. Yeah, we got one fresh company in here. Some engineers there. Fresh company here. Fresh company here. Yeah, not gonna happen. So the only possible way forward, and if we need an absurd amount of luck for this to work, is to break both of these with artillery and aircraft. Move here, and hopefully get in here. So let's try that. If it doesn't work, the rest of the scenario is pretty much moved anyway. Sure. Mortars against bunkers. That'll make a dent. Not. Can we break him? Possibly. Doesn't really matter, but so you have to break. I said you have to break. He's not listening. Disappointing. It's okay, so he got down. Do you have anything in range of the final one? Nope, we do not. So the last chance is an air attack. Nope. Oh well, we'll try it anyway. There's nothing else we can do, so. Let's see. We might as well bring some reinforcements up if we can. Let's get these guys out of the way first. Thank you. Do we? Now the thing about the AT guns is AT guns and headquarters alone do not exert suck, so I can actually move from here to here if I choose to. Which I think I do. God, 26 men, this is just brutal. Yeah. But we still got in there. He's disrupted, so if we can move him out of the way, that would. No, he's disrupted as well. Oh, fantastic. My joy knows no end. Or, something like that. No. Disrupt. Oh, well, might as well continue. So he's dead. Disrupted, isolated. Few more guys. And he's dead. Good. He's disrupted, so no chance there. So, the final hurrah. Let's see, nope, he can't get there. He can actually get there. Perhaps if he survives, he did. Oh, and of course that breaks together. Oh man. So we've got the only thing within range of this hex that can actually assault a fresh company is 77 Sabres. Yeah, I don't think so. We can of course get in there and see if we can't break them by fire. It's again a very long shot, but you never know. We actually did. But even then, I really don't think 77 Sabres is enough to push them out. Nope. Complete another failure. Well, it is what it is. We'll have to make do with a minor victory. Let's see if anything drastic happens during the last. Hey. So Russian minor victory. We weren't all that far off the major victory. Pretty much equal losses in infantry. I took, obviously, a lot more vehicle losses, while he lost a lot more guns. But that is it. I mean, this is actually a fairly tough scenario to get a major victory in, even for an experienced player against the rather anemic AI. But it's still Pentacampaign, so it's still good fun. And hopefully you learned a little bit, and if nothing else, at least enjoyed the show. Thank you very much, and I'll see you for the next battle.